Hello, welcome back, friend. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new to this place, I just published a book, Walking the Path of Least Resistance, and that's available on Amazon as an ebook, paperback, and hardcover. And I did the audio, which is here on the channel. And thank you so much for subscribing to this channel and for liking this video too, perhaps sharing it with your friends and family if you're getting things out of this and it's working for you, right? Today's an awesome day because it's a new day in which things are going to start showing up in which you've been doing within yourself. It could be small things or very large things, but regardless, what we're doing here is we're playing around with alchemy. We're playing around with the thoughts that we have and how they charge emotions, and understanding that we're translators of frequency. We're vibratory beings. We're receivers of vibration, and we translate that. And we carry our own frequency. And so when we talk about communication, that's the human race. That is pretty much makes up 100% of what we do in every facet of everything, every day. And, in astrology, they say that the planet Mercury rules the communication. When, everybody now knows about the Mercury retrograde, that's common. It's common language now, but it's more gotten common kind of like how the word karma got misconstrued, oh no, it's Mercury retrograde. Like it's common to be like, oh no, be fearful of it or something like that. Communication tends to break down, more car accidents. That's as if you are tuned in to that's going on. If you have an awareness of what's happening, you're not a victim to it. That's the whole thing about being aware, is that then you become powerful and in control of what is happening. I mean, we can't control the world. We can't control life. Life is living us. But when we wake up, we start becoming aware of this living that's living us. And so when we talk about communication, if you look at the word communication, commune is within that word. And commune is basically to feel in close contact. So when you go out to nature, we go out to nature to get close to nature. So communication's a way for us to get close because we're in a form of separation. We're always communicating, but what we've been doing is communicating with our mouths like this so much more than using our feeling mode, sensational mode. If you don't know what you're looking at when you're with somebody eventually, then you have to fine tune, go inside yourself and be in that feeling mode. Get yourself into a feeling mode, because then you start having other senses that pick up. And those are the six senses we always talk about. This terminology for all this. The knowing without knowing, because it's not coming from the brain. It's coming from a higher mind, but not the brain inside, the skull here. That's information can be stored in there. And so we have this communication. If you're a good communicator, then you can get your ideas out, like we're doing here. If you get good at it and really be able to, hold someone's attention to what you're saying and get your point across, getting out of the way and just get what you want to say out. It takes art. It takes an art to be in this form and then communicate out from it. We're all doing it. Doesn't matter if you're good or not good at it. Because if you're in this form, you're communicating on so many different levels. Because it's multidimensional. Creation's multidimensional. We live in a realm that is very structured, very limited. We've talked about this throughout these videos. How we came into a world that was very limited and structured, and we called it three-dimensional. But there's things happening on the peripheral, and it's when you're in a sense mode, you can sense what's going on. You can sense what's being said behind the words. When someone's talking, you can sense what they're not saying. And so you can fine tune if you have what the shaman knows as the second attention, Most humans have a first attention. Their attention is to the surface happenings of an everyday life, the world stage. The second attention is off to the peripheral, beyond the peripheral. It's seeing into what we call the spirit world, but still being here. You're not of the world, but you're in the world, aware of all the other dimensions and multi-dimensions. In creation, it's huge. It just goes on forever, and it's expanding as in every moment. We've been very limited just having our focus in this realm, and so how we communicate is important. And if you look at what's been going on with as a group of humanity, they haven't been doing very well as a whole, right? This was the whole thing of the battle of this and the battle of that, and we've done everything with the mind. If we get enough information and we figure things out, then we can go forward, and we can keep going forward and really expand. Go forward. The horizons are huge, but we've been stuck within the box of everyday happenings that keep us limited in our focus over there, when all of a sudden, way over in left field, there are things happening if you have the sight and you're listening and you're receiving in this mode of receiving. And that's what we're doing with this of the alchemy. We're mastering, really, a way of moving through each day that you're going along with least resistance. You don't need to have the resistance. Resistance creates, havoc in your body. It creates a limitation for you to live out the abundant life in which you want. So it's not avoiding life at all. No, it's actually benefiting life. You're going at it even more so, because you're not giving in to the negative thinking. You're not giving in to the negativity of the world. So the world's happenings are happening anyway. It's always been happening. The whole world's been coming and done forever. That's this realm, and it's a perfect place for you to have the opportunity again to fine tune, to really know what you want. And you're at the leading edge of this. And then whereas we're coming into a new world, we're at the front line of this entire operation. And we can't say it enough. We're going to keep repeating things over and over again, because it's so important that you understand that what's happening here. And you do. You're just getting confirmations. It's happening. It's real. Again, commune. We've had them before. We've tried them before. There's communes all over the world, in various places. And we've tried to work together before. We're in this form, and we're separate but together. We're alone together. So once we understand the conditional state that we've been in and been run by the mind to run our entire lives in every facet and each moment of every day, and has kept us in turmoil and chaos and unrest and trying to battle for this or battle for that, and we haven't been reaching for the stars, which is right above in the higher mind, just always trying to communicate. We stop. And we give the mind a rest, and then we're open to receive. And then we come into a receiving mode. Okay. Communication is the most important thing of any relationship. First with the self. And we did a video not too long ago about that. Communicating with the self. What does this mean? Who are we? What, when, where, how, why? About everything about us. And very simple keys are to take time and breathe for at least 5 to 20 minutes a day, and to be still and give the mind a rest. And when you do that, even though it's still going, it never stops. The thoughts never stop, but it gives it a rest. And then you're breathing, and it's while that's still going on in the background, and you're just breathing and staying as best to your ability. You build up a momentum that gets better if you do it every day. If you do anything every day, this is the very key elements. There's just 5 in the hand that you need to do. And it just becomes secondhand, like brushing your teeth every day you do, so your teeth don't rot out of your skull. This way, if you do this, then your thoughts don't rot out of your skull. It doesn't run your emotional show and attract that to you. Unless you're still, Not done arguing for your limitations. That is available. This world's not going anywhere. That contrast is always going to be there. It's you, when you change your perspective and you go in and communicate with yourself this way, in the receiving mode, to the ethereal of the bigness of who you are starts coming in. You get downloads and you go from there. The brain's still talking. It's still needed to do math problems, taxes. You have to do your taxes. You have to do all these things with the brain, but not this. So then, we understand the thoughts are going to create emotions, and so we fine tune it. We go, wait, that doesn't make me feel good. I'm going to start going into a mode of gratitude. If I can't do that and I'm really upset right now, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to take a rest. I'm going to take a nap and then rejuvenate. And then get back to the whole alchemical process of, hey, I'm going to sit now and be with myself because I'm no good and I can't create when I'm not feeling well. All of this is communication. You're communicating with yourselves, you're communicating with everything about you, and you're changing all of it. What medical science knows it to be, and what they're just looking at the physical, they're not looking at the frequencies and the energies and the vibrations that happen behind the scenes that weren't taken care of first, and it falls into the physical body. That's the secondary. Happens first in this, what we call the spirit world, or into the ethereal and the energetic vibrational field, and then it falls into the physical body if it's not taken care of. And this is ancient knowledge. This is what we've always been doing to help the peoples, because we had forgotten about our own internal compass, our own knowing that can take care and rejuvenate the body on its own if we do this little thing about breathing, relaxed, being with the moment, allowing things come up, take it easy, gratitude. So it's a little bit of things, 5 things in the hand when we keep doing this. This is the communication with the self, and then eventually you have to have the relations with others. That's why relationships have been the hardest things to do. Relationships is one of the hardest things of humanity. And if you look at the word communication, again, commune is in that. It makes up the word communication. It's essentially saying to get close to each other. And during the pandemic, look what was happening. It's almost like the energies at play, the momentum that was played is like, let's separate everything so we can get space. And it's also multidimensional, because if you're not close, then you're not getting the communication. So then it's going to fine tune you into tapping into your more of a psychic ability to communicate. Right. So it's, again, we made a video when the pandemic was announced back in 20 called The Perfect Happening. And exactly it. All of these are builds up. It's a build up as these years go on into this new world. It's building up a whole new momentum of being in a whole new, broadened, expanded way of being. So many more senses than limited to the 5 senses. So, that's why relationships have been difficult, because we hadn't been sitting enough with ourselves, communicating with ourselves, and moving out of beliefs and victimization and bullying and being powerful over another. Remember, no better, no worse. None of us are. We're all one big breathing organism, but yet we're sovereign frequencies. And so what we do is we start understanding, this is my frequency. I actually like this. I like that I can now perform this alchemy within myself, and then all of my life comes to me. I don't just sit on my ass and just wait for things to come to me. No. Oh, no. I'm doing something quite significant. This is the action, non-action. This is the Wu Wei. I'm allowing life to live me by getting out of the way and then fine-tuning where my feelings are at any given moment, because I understand that's my point of attraction. And I understand that I'm a creator God, and whatever I want and desire for myself in this life of abundance that I would like for myself, instead of, again, no more victimization. This is an abundance. What do I want? Well, I got to make up a decision. I got to make a decision what I really want and then go for it. And then that will match it. And then, get on with plan B or plan C even. And it doesn't matter, you never settle down, because if this is your play, this has everything to do with your frequency. There's nobody else involved in this. When you have a relationship with other, you're having a relationship with yourself that's expanded and broadened. So we're perfect for each other. Man, woman, even if you have a woman-woman relationship or a man-man relationship, or anything between, whatever your sexuality is, there's still a duality here that's complementing each other. The contrast complements in order for the expansion to happen. We can't just go, world peace. Well, what does that mean? The brain said, world peace. Stop this madness, the brain says. It's too much. It's overwhelming, says the brain says. And the whole being, of course, as the brain says, I can't take this, charges an emotion, and the whole being is like, I'm overwhelmed. Of course we wanted this concept of world peace. It's not going, that's not going anywhere. What we do is we take our focus away and our attention off from what's going on there in the world stage and pay our attention to ourselves. And then everything starts matching up to that. Could you imagine all of us as co-creators going at this? All of us, so many of us, and eventually it reaches at a point, a mega point, where it just meets up and we just take off into a whole new way of being. We're doing it now. I mean, we're doing this now. Muriel and this whole crew is doing it now. You may be doing it now. And that's what we're kind of doing. Coaching? Well, I guess so, whatever you want to call it, but you're listening. You're receiving. You're understanding. It's giving you confirmations. You know what to do. You know to give you positive self-talk as first thing in the morning. Today's going to be a good day before you get out of bed. Today's a good day. You're communicating with yourself. Your cells are listening in. They're expanding. Disease goes away. I mean, we can get sick, yes, but we don't need to die from an illness. And so we can take control of things that seems to be magical, or they're miracles or something like that. We are a miracle. So that means the miracle can perform a miracle, because that's what it does. You do what you do. You do you. This is a really brilliant act that we're doing here. And we've always been wanting to do it. And so, and you're the only one to get on the path. As you start communicating with yourself more and more each day, and you build up more new positive momentum, that start matches to you. It may not show up right away, but you have faith, because you know that it's a law. It's a law of attraction that comes, what you're doing within yourself. Okay, so communication topic is such a big topic. As you can see, it's vast, and we're doing this in 10-20 minute period here. So we have to make sure that, we get a little bit more time. It's big to talk about communication, because essentially, if you're not being heard, right, understood, whatever it is you wish for yourself, then you feel like you can't expand, and you're left where you are, and kind of like with your mouth shut. We've come out of the world through pain and suffering, sabotage of man killing man, and man killing woman, and woman killing man, and all these battles like we were talking about before, where this is no communication. It was almost like a stronghold of frequency and energetic, and we were all being run and taken for a ride, and we don't even know what was happening at the moment. Our behavior, the human male behavior, the female human behavior, if you look at that, it's like so irrational. And we do things on a frequency vibrational level because it's been accepted by the objective reality, because the communication said, okay, we'll settle with that. I mean, it's just so crazy. This awakening, this awareness of realizing that each and every moment, every action that we take reflects what we're doing within ourselves, down to everything. Even if you're relaxing into the day at the poolside and having yourself a cocktail, we're talking in every little moment of each day, bringing conscious awareness into that present moment. And so it changes our behavior with each other, and our communication, and how we act, and how relationships are formed. Community, family relationships, not just lover, spouse, partner relationships, but your family, sister, brother, mother, grandmother, father, cousins, family, ancestral communication with the spirit world, with our guardians, with the high frequencies, with the brilliant, wonderful beings of light that we are. There's this frequencies coming through to you here, coming through Muriel. It's a brilliant act. And we all have capability to do this because we're all creator gods. It's stepping into your capability that you're taking ownership of your actions, that you can do this, that you are capable. You're not a victim to your past. You're not a victim to your ancestry, even going forward. People have all these beliefs. Oh, so my mother had cancer, I'll get cancer. We settle down with it. You go to the doctor, they tell you have your blood, to get your blood test back. All of a sudden they give you information. The first thing we do is settle down with it. We're offering a totally different way of perceiving it and walking a path that you do not have to battle and struggle for a good life. That's the whole point behind this, okay? So this book is available for you. It's a workbook too. It's small, it's short and sweet because you don't need many words. You don't. In fact, if there's more words, what we tend to do is we listen, we get into it, we feed off of it a little bit. We're like, yeah, I feel good. Thank you for that message. And then we go away to our day and we didn't embody or integrate the message. So that's why there's not many words here into this book, okay? If you have any questions, if you have any comments, concerns, please in the comment area utilize that or send me an email private message on my website at murielshickman.com. Yeah, and I also do private sessions and apprenticeships and, whatever you need for yourself, we take care of, again, at an vibratory level. So, again, communication meaning that if you're in a resonating mode and there's a space for it, then you will contact. But other than that, no. We're moving into a sense mode. We're also moving very fast into a place where there's no healers outside the self. There's, hey, training wheels on a bicycle. Yeah, that's good. And sometimes you need a little guidance, but you're on your own here, and it's going fast. It's really neat how it works. But we're here for you in these times. There's going to be times when you feel like you're, 2 steps forward, 5 steps back, or you feel like you're de-evolving. No, it's impossible. And you cannot not be okay. That's also impossible. But try telling you that when you're having feel like you're having a stroke or a heart attack, or you can't catch your breath because you have anxiety. Right. But to know that you're safe and you have your guides and you're protected and it's okay. But if you need to contact us at any time, we're here, and that's what we're doing now. Okay. We also have the other books available too: Soulship, A Personal Account of Embodied Enlightenment, Sexual Energies at the Root of the Human, and then also a compilation book written by 15 plus writers all over the world about giving their personal stories and giving their beautiful frequency and vibration to this book called Dragon Speak. Personal stories on a tapestry of personal stories on self-realization. So it's also very unique, and we're also working on a second book right now, and everything's about timing, so that will come in when it comes in, right, and be available. So enough of that for today. Until next time, you again have a wonderful, abundant day for yourself, Shiny One, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Go. Take it with you and shine your light out there, because there's people that are in that fear mode because they're too busy listening to the noise of the world and arguing for their limitations. So, you can't change their world, no, because that's their experience. But you can radiate and have a beautiful life anyway, because this place is vast and it's big enough for all of us. So take care for now. Namaste. Thank you.